Hey, this is Rachel Bolan from Skid Row, and you are watching and listening to Linea Rock.
Hi Rachel.
How you doing?
Welcome back to Italy.
Good to see you again.
Great to see you.
Yeah.
Always a pleasure. So you're coming on tour very often, even if you don't have a new album like this time, or a new EP, let's say. So it's good to see you again.
Yeah.
So part 3 of the United World Rebellion series is set for 2019. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So you don't know exactly when. I mean,
no, we
not
don't.
Yet.
We don't. We're still writing.
Okay.
We're writing a lot of songs. We're trying to, because it's going to be a full length this time. It's not going to be an EP. It's going to be a full length record. So what we're doing, we're just writing a bunch of songs, and in June we're going to start pre-production with Michael Wagener, who produced a few of our albums already, and he's producing this one. We're very excited about it, and. Yeah, we're hoping for hopefully early 2019.
So it won't be an EP, but it will be part of the series anyways?
Yes,
okay.
it'll be part 3. Yeah.
So why this change? Why full length now?
I don't know. We just, since ZP joined the band, it's brought a new energy.
Right.
And we've been writing a lot. We've been writing with different people, and everyone's very excited about it. And we're like, well, it's his first album with the band of many, and so we want it to be a full length.
Good.
Yeah.
Changing vocalist is only one of the reasons behind maybe the delay of this new release, or actually it is the main reason.
Well. It's kind of the reason, but not completely. I mean, like I said, once we got it in our head that we were going to do a full-length record, we decided, well, let's take our time and let's just write a bunch, because if there's only 10 on there, that means we're going to write 30 songs and pick 10 out of 30. So, yeah. Okay,
so it's not a matter of being lazy or too selective.
Well, we are too selective sometimes with songs, but yeah, we're definitely not lazy this time. We're trying to, but we don't want to rush it either.
Okay, comparing your career to other bands which came out in the same period, about 30 years ago, let's say, your discography counts few records compared to them. 5 full-length albums, if I'm correct, 2 EPs, and then of course anthologies, live, but was this, the few, the proud attitude, some way a forced choice, or it's simply,
Well, we take our time, as you know. We take a long time to write, and we tour so much that kind of interferes with writing sometimes. However, I noticed that a lot of bands that came out the same time we do have twice as many records, but we don't want to just put out records to put out records. We want to make sure that we're 100% happy with them, and it gets our stamp of approval before it.
And you didn't feel any pressure during the years, just if you felt
here and there, we feel pressure from the fans, which is good because they're excited about seeing it, hearing it, and but we put a lot of pressure on ourselves. It was a lot easier when we all lived 20 minutes from each other. Now we live in different states, and ZP lives in a different country altogether. So he's in England, and I'm in Nashville, Snake's in New York, SKID's in LA, Rob's in Georgia. So it takes a little bit of planning now to get together, and that makes the process a little more difficult.
From your experience, you've been around a while now. With ZP Theart, is it gonna be a long-term partnership this time, and why him?
Absolutely. Why him? Because how we had met is actually Rob Hammersmith and I were going to do a side project with ZP right after he left Dragon Force.
Okay.
And just that distance and schedules, we could never make it happen. So when we parted ways with Johnny, actually the first choice was ZP. He had stuff going on with IMI, and it just, in our heads, it's like, how do we do this? He's across on the other side of the planet, whatnot. And so then we went with the other guy, and it didn't work. So as soon as that fell through, ZP was our first phone call,
Okay.
and we made it work.
What happened exactly with Tony Harnell, if you want to cover
It was a bad match. It was a really bad match.
No good feeling.
No, it musically it was a bad match, and just personality-wise it was a bad match.
Okay.
So it just didn't fit.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
And was the split with Johnny Solinger after so many years together as painful and tough as the one with Sebastian back in the days? Can we compare the two things, or it's
neither of them were very tough because we knew it was going to happen sooner or later.
Okay.
So it was a pretty easy transition.
All right.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Skid Row album so far, and why?
I like bits and pieces of them all. I love the last EP, Chapter 2. I really love that.
Because they're more fresh, maybe.
Yeah, it's fresh, and I was really proud of the songs that we wrote. But I mean, there's little bits of each album that I love. You know, I love parts of Slave, parts of the first one. I even love parts of Subhuman Race and Revolutions Per Minute. You know, there's certain songs and moments on there that are stuck in my head. That they're always there.
And which is the most underrated Skid Row song, in your opinion?
I would say probably Disease off of Revolutions Per Minute.
Okay.
Yeah. I think because I know a lot of dudes like that song, you know, especially over here, and they always ask if we're going to play it. And we used to play it in the States, and it, you know, people didn't know the song, but over here I have a feeling they would. So.
Is it in the set list tonight?
It's not.
Okay.
It's not. I wish it was. I love that song.
All right. Do you have any particular ritual before taking the stage, all together maybe, or yourself alone?
You know, we just hang out and just joke around and have a little drink of vodka or whatever, some of us, and then once I hear the intro song rolling, that's when I go into my own world. You could set me on fire, I wouldn't even know it. I just go into my own little world and then hit the stage.
And what do you think has been the best tour so far you did with Skid Row? And is it hard, you know, still touring after so many years and not being, you know,
I'll tell you what,
a young kid anymore?
Yeah. I mean, touring a lot was a lot easier when I was 25 years old. But honestly, this year, the shows we've done in the States as well as the UK and Europe, we've had so much fun, and coming over in the spring makes such a big difference in Europe than when it's raining all the time. But we've just had so much fun as a band and gone out. Like the other day, we had 2 days off, so we all flew to Venice. The 5 of us flew to Venice and just ate and had fun. You know, ate, drank wine, and just walked around Venice. So that's stuff that never really happened with this band before, where all 5 guys stayed in the same place at the same time.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. Yeah.
And the best tour that you've done?
There's been a lot. Touring with Kiss was amazing. Growing up as a Kiss fan, like shirt bar seats, and that was really fun. Touring with Tesla was fun, and this tour, like I said, the UK and Europe has just been. It's definitely in my top 3 without a doubt.
Which is your best memory of the Moskow Music Peace Festival, which has been a very important event you've been part of?
I think it was, well, the one memory that sticks out in my head the most is the fact that none of the bands that were on that bill, except for the Scorpions and especially Ozzy, were known. Like, no one knew us, no one knew Bon Jovi, no one knew Cinderella. No one knew any of the bands from America.
Oh.
They knew Scorpions because Scorpions had played in Russia once or twice.
Sure.
And they knew Ozzy because on the black market, Black Sabbath, like the music, like just getting tapes of Black Sabbath was huge. every time a band went on in between songs, the whole crowd would chant Ozzy, Ozzy, Ozzy. And I'm just like, do they hate us? And then we saw them do it to Motley Crue and saw them do it to everyone else. Like, they just love Ozzy. You know, so it was pretty great.
Okay, it's a good one. Since you mentioned Kiss, are you gonna be announced for the Kiss Cruise #8?
No, I don't
Any
think.
chances? No.
Is that what year is that? Is that this year or next year?
This year.
Oh yeah,
This
no,
year.
I don't know. We're actually we're touring.
Okay.
So yeah, we're not gonna be on it, but we're on in I think February we're on the Monsters of Rock cruise. But the Kiss cruise is always a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
is.
tons of fun. Yeah.
I'm gonna go this year for the
Oh,
first
good.
time.
You're gonna have a blast. Yeah, it's a good time.
Okay, so you're gonna tour the whole year? Up
Yeah,
till
pretty
the end?
much. We got after this, we go home and tour the States up till August. Then we have some makeup shows we have to do from the UK, and then we're headlining a festival, and then we have another festival I think in Sweden, and then we come home we tour until October. Then we go to Australia,
Okay.
and then we tour up to I think December 1st. You know, every weekend, half a week here, half a week there.
And then will be the studio. I mean, did you already record something, or
Oh,
it's
just demos.
they're just demos?
Just
okay.
demos, yeah. And you know, we keep rearranging and changing stuff. But we, we'll in between. I think we have a few weeks off in between now and then, so we'll get together and we'll rehearse.
Back to touring. Did your bass rig change a lot through the years, and did you tend to keep it simple? You know, year after year.
Yeah, I've pretty much been using the same thing live. In the studio, I change it around a little bit, but live I use Gallion Kruger heads and either Ampeg 810 cabinets or Orange 410 cabinets. I'll use two of them. And tonight I don't have them here. I got a different type of cabinet that I'm not used to using, but I'm making it work.
All right. Did you watch the Bon Jovi induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
I did not, but I heard he mentioned Snake.
Yes,
Yeah.
they did.
That's pretty awesome.
John actually mentioned him in the speech. That's what I wanted to ask him about, you know, that old oath between them, you know, that story. Is that a legend, or is
Oh no,
true
those guys
story?
grew up together. They literally lived on the next block from each other. They grew up together, and
So,
they still to this day
it's
are
true
our best friends.
They
Yeah.
made like a kind of oath, you know.
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you're gonna make it first, you're gonna help me, and so and that
Absolutely.
and that actually
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah.
So
It totally happened. Totally happened. John was very instrumental in helping us.
Are you still close with the Bon Jovi guys?
I talk to John once a year, maybe. Snake talks to him quite a bit more. They talk all the time.
So
Yeah.
now the tough question. Did you read Sebastian autobiography, and do you have any plans to write a book?
I've been
Official, maybe on the band or yourself?
I've been working on memoirs, you know, just put it together a little bit here, a little bit there. I'm not in any rush.
Okay.
I think I got a lot of touring left in me. I'm just putting funny stories, positive stuff, you know.
Okay. So
I didn't do drugs. I didn't end up in rehab, and I invested my money, so I don't have that typical rock star, story. So it's like, it's just the funny stuff that happened, great people that I've met.
Okay.
So eventually I'll get around to it.
All right.
Yeah.
So, and you're not gonna read Sebastian book. I mean,
Why would I?
No, you won't. Okay. Which is the highest and the lowest point of your career up to now, in your opinion?
Well, let's see. There's been a lot of high points, a lot more highs than there's been low points. I think.
good.
I think the lowest point was right. I mean, Slave to the Grind came out. We went #1, and things happened really big for us. And then everything just started to slide. Why it happened, I have no idea. And then it became a point where I didn't want to do it anymore, and I just got so sick of all the bullshit that was going on that I couldn't care less. And then high points, I mean, we played, I forget what year it was, I think 2013 maybe, we played Polish Woodstock. We headlined 600,000 people.
Yeah.
That was pretty amazing. It was pretty great.
Okay, so we mentioned Kiss and they did it. Guns N' Roses just did it.
Nope.
I made this question to you 4 years ago and your answer was clear, but really, you know, the fans, you know, the dream is that one, you know that. So,
Okay, let me ask you
that
this.
is not gonna happen.
Let me ask you this. We do a whole interview, and you save that for the last question after talking about ZP for 20 minutes. Come on.
No, okay.
Yeah.
So, not even like for
No.
$10 million, one show. No. So, yeah, I respect it, you know,
Okay.
man. I do. You know, people ask, so.
Yeah.
Thank you very, very
You're
much
welcome.
for your
You're
time,
welcome.
and I hope to see you very soon again, because
You
it's
got
always
it.
a pleasure to have you in Italy. So,
Yeah.
so next is gonna be the new album, and then touring again.
That's right. Yep.
Okay, so it's
That's what
gonna
we
be
do. Make
it's gonna be a
music.
very busy period. All right.